Inbox is flooded with Americans saying they don't watch the news, they listen to our songs instead. Since your media is full of shit, let's keep it 100 and talk reality. 5,000 years of Persian soul, of poetry and light. You sold nuclear threat to every camera in sight, but our leader said nukes are haram on record clear. The real atomic arsenal, Tel Aviv, my dear. The IAEA in the building, they've been watching the file. Israel's undeclared warhead stacked up mile by mile. You weaponized the fear of Iran to fund the machine, while AIPAC lobbied Congress and pocketed your team. While soldiers bleed for Bibi's dream. Your son-in-law cashed $2 billion from the Saudi regime, Kushner. Your lobby chain is tight as choking out the globe, while your son is trading stocks inside his velvet robe. Baron. Wake up, America, open your eyes to the devil's design. Epstein, pedophile ruler, sacrificing for Israel's line. Wake up, America, open your eyes to the devil's design. The world's watching your move, don't feed the swine. Epstein's island, 40 plus flights on the log. You the main character, Jeffrey was just a prologue. You act like a savior, but you're leaving bodies cold. How many nations have you broken? How many lies have you sold? Vietnam, Japan, Korea, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Panama, Syria, Germany, Serbia, Indonesia, Cuba, Sudan, Pakistan, Egypt, Jordan, Palestine, Lebanon, Yemen. We're bringing you freedom, bro. They never asked for that. Retribution is coming with a storm you can't tame. Iran doesn't forget, and we're coming for the game. Spoiler alert. Israel's final war? It's against y'all? Take it seriously before it's too late. They're just using you for now. Wanna see the real truth? Watch how they talk on Jesus. Don't say I didn't warn you. Wake up, America.
I'm standing in a city that smells like shit and smoke. This is Rome. Pre-plumbing, if you know what I mean. No marble, no empire, just huts, ditches, animals. People who look like they're one bad harvest away from disappearing. And in the center of it all, there's a man wearing a cloak that marks him as more than anyone else. Not because he's rich, but because he's in charge. They call him king. And nobody knows yet that Rome is going to spend the next 1,000 years pretending it never had one. Hey y'all, welcome back to the show. I don't know if you guys are active on social media or if you pay attention to this war that's going on, or even just the trolling aspect. Fucking hilarious. A Lego video from Iran talking shit about Trump. And it's fucking spot on. But yeah. Anyway, if you like the show, hit that follow. Let's get into it. Romulus is gone. Some say he vanished in a storm and became a god. More likely, he died like everyone else. But what he leaves behind is a problem. Rome is bigger now. More people, more tension. You can't run this place on charisma and fear forever. You need rules, structure, something that outlives a single man. Enter Numa Pompilius. And this is where Rome changes direction completely. Romulus built Rome with violence. Numa builds Rome with belief. Numa doesn't expand territory. He doesn't wage war. He does something far more powerful. He organizes the gods. He formalizes priesthoods. He creates rituals, calendars, sacred laws. Because Numa understands something critical. If people believe the gods are watching, you don't need soldiers on every corner. He establishes the Vestal Virgins, creates the office of Pontifex Maximus, turns religion into a daily administrative system. Rome is no longer just a settlement. It's a society bound by shared sacred rules. And this sticks for centuries. Even when Rome stops believing in kings, it never stops believing in this religious framework. That is Numa's legacy. Control without force. The next kings are less mythic and more practical. Tullus Hostilius brings war back, because peace does not last long in ancient Italy. Rome fights Alba Longa, destroys it, absorbs its people. Notice the pattern? Rome doesn't wipe out enemies. It takes them in, expands by absorption. And then comes Ancus Marcius. He builds roads, bridges, the port at Ostia. Trade starts to matter. Rome is now connected to the outside world, and that changes everything, because now Rome is exposed to much more advanced culture, the Etruscans. The next kings are not purely Roman. They are heavily influenced by Etruscan culture, possibly even Etruscan themselves. Enter Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, and suddenly, Rome starts looking different. Urban planning, sewage systems, the Cloaca Maxima, public works, architecture, symbols of authority, the toga with purple trim, the throne, ceremony. Rome stops looking like a tribal village and starts looking like a capital. This is critical, because Rome's future empire, it runs on infrastructure, and that begins here. Then comes one of the most important and least talked about kings, Servius Tullius. He does something revolutionary. He reorganizes Roman society, not by birth, but by wealth. He creates classes, census categories, military obligations based on what you own. And this is the beginning of Rome's obsession with structured hierarchy. You are no longer just a Roman. You are ranked, measured, filed into a system. And this idea will later become the backbone of the Republic. But then, we get to the last king, and everything breaks. Lucius Tarquinius Superbus. His name literally means Tarquin the Proud, and he lives up to it. He does not respect the Senate. He doesn't consult the people. He rules by fear, executions, intimidation, forced labor projects. He finishes great works like the Temple of Jupiter, but he does it brutally. And Romans start remembering something. They don't like fucking kings. They put up with Romulus. They respected Numa. They learned from the Etruscans. But this feels like tyranny. And then his son does something that ends the monarchy forever. Her name is Lucretia, a noblewoman, respected, married. Tarquin's son, Sextus, desires her. She refuses, so he threatens her reputation, says he will kill her, and place a slave beside her body to make it look like adultery. In a society obsessed with honor, that is worse than death. So she submits, and then she tells her family what happened and kills herself. This is the moment. Not a battle, not a coup, a moral breaking point. Because now, this is not about politics. This is about outrage, honor, dignity. And the Romans lose their tolerance for kings overnight. And then, a man named Lucius Junius Brutus steps forward. Not the Brutus who kills Caesar, an earlier one. He holds up Lucretia's body, calls for action, and Rome responds. They expel Tarquin. They swear an oath. Never again will Rome have a king. Ever. And they mean it. So deeply that centuries later, when Julius Caesar looks like he might become one, they stab him for it. That hatred starts here, with Lucretia. The monarchy did not fail because kings are inherently bad. It failed because Rome outgrew the idea. Too many people, too much power, and too much wealth to leave in one set of hands. But everything the kings built, Rome keeps. Religion, infrastructure, social order, urban design, military organization. They throw away the crown. They keep the system. And that system becomes the republic. The monarchy is gone. The oath has been sworn. No more kings. But everyone knows something ugly is coming. Because kings do not accept exile quietly. And word has spread that Lars Porsena is marching. Not for conquest, for restoration. He is bringing Lucius Tarquinius Superbus back. The Republic is days old in historical terms. 2 consuls replace the king. The first are Lucius Junius Brutus and Lucius Tarquinius Collatinus. They're improvising. There's no manual for this. No one has ever done this before. A kingless Rome is an experiment happening in real time. And now, an experienced Etruscan army is approaching. Rome's geography is everything. The Tiber River protects the western side. There's only one practical crossing into the heart of the city at this time. A wooden bridge called the Pons Sublicius. No stone foundations. Wooden pylons driven into mud. If Porsena crosses here intact, his army walks straight into the Forum. The Republic dies in its first week. So the plan is desperate and simple. Hold the bridge long enough to destroy it. A mid-ranking officer steps forward. Horatius Cocles. Not a general. Not even a noble legend, yet. Just a soldier. 2 others stand with him at the narrow end of the bridge. Behind them, Romans begin hacking the structure apart with axes. You can hear wood splitting behind you while they're fighting in front of you. Etruscans advance in formation, shields locked, bronze flashing. The 2 Romans beside Horatius fall back, wounded. He stays, because if he turns, the Etruscans surge forward. He fights in a space barely wide enough for 3 men. This isn't heroic flourish. This is geometry. The narrow bridge negates numerical advantage. Finally, the shout comes from behind. The bridge is down. Horatius turns, prays, and jumps into the river in full armor. He doesn't drown. He swims. And the Romans watching from the bank erupt. Because they just saw something new. A man risk everything. Not for a king, but for the idea of Rome itself. Whether embellished or not, this becomes required Roman memory. School children hear it. Soldiers hear it. Politicians quote it. The moral is clear. The state is worth dying for. That idea is revolutionary. Most ancient societies fight for rulers. Rome starts fighting for an abstraction. The Republic. This is important. The bridge defense does not end the war. Porsena surrounds Rome, cuts supply lines, and starvation begins. And Rome faces something worse than battle. Siege. And this is where 2 more foundational legends form Roman character. A young Roman named Gaius Mucius Scaevola sneaks into the Etruscan camp to assassinate Porsena. He kills the wrong man, and he's captured. He's brought before the king. To prove Roman resolve, he places his right hand into a fire and lets it burn without screaming. Porsena is so shaken he releases him. True or not, the legend spreads. Romans endure pain, without breaking. A young woman named Cloaca is taken as a hostage. She escapes by swimming the Tiber under enemy watch. Again, civic virtue, courage, and defiance. These stories stack. They're not random myths. They're moral architecture. When the siege lifts, something uncomfortable becomes obvious. The people who held the bridge, who starved, who fought, are mostly plebeians, and they return to lives of debt and political invisibility. The Senate is still controlled by patricians, so the plebeians do something shocking in 494 BC. They walk out. The first secession of the plebs. They camp on a hill outside of Rome and refuse to return. No workers, no soldiers, no city. The Senate panics and creates a new office, tribunes of the plebs. Officials with the power to veto laws harmful to commoners. This isn't generosity, it's survival. Rome learns that internal cohesion is as important as external defense. Plebeians demand laws be written down. Around 450 BC, the 12 tables are displayed publicly. Now patricians cannot twist tradition in secret. Law becomes predictable, structured. This obsession with written law will later define Roman governance across continents. And this is where Rome stops being a city and becomes a system. A system built on civic duty, shared sacrifice, legal structure, political negotiation, collective identity, and all of it born in crisis, under siege, on a wooden bridge. Look at Rome now. Still wood, still mud, still fragile, but filled with people who just prove something to themselves. They don't need a king to survive. They just need each other. And that realization is about to turn this small city into the most dangerous military culture in Italy. That's it for part 2. Stay tuned for part 3. Fuck ice.